We are here for another episode of the Ask Pastor Keith podcast. And today we have a new question. And the question is, how do I know that I'm ready to get married?
Good question. Yeah. But answer is very difficult to answer that question. There isn't perfect time, or you have enough money, or you're finished with projects such as education to get married. So it's more organic. It happens that way. But there are a few things that we should, kind of check on ourselves, kind of measure whether they are maturing in a proper way. That is, I normally talk about love with the Greek words eros, phileo, and agape. Is our attraction with one another just a physical attraction? Does that go deeper than that? The way a person carries himself or herself, charm, and those things are more than just a physical attraction, right? And the value we give value to that. So that's very important, right? How am I attracted to this person? Why do I want to get married to this person? You should be able to answer that. And then the second part of phileo is a friendship. A lot of couples stay with the infatuation. They do not go beyond that. There is no building of a deeper friendship relationship, right? They share the common interest and that they develop common values together. They enjoy with one another with any kind of conversation. And those parts that have to grow enough to consider marriage. And then finally, the agape, the commitment part of it. I'm committed to this person. We usually say, it used to be people were committed to the institution of marriage itself. So they would not think about getting a divorce, but they are having affairs and living their own life, and they are practically separated. But they would not think about getting a divorce because they are committed to the institution of marriage. That's not what we're talking about. And then later, people are committed to their own happiness, their own freedom. So they don't care about the marriage. They just walk away from the marriage if they feel like their freedom is, stifled and whatever else. But the biblical love is we are committed to each other's happiness, fulfillment. That commitment is to fulfill another person's happiness and maturity. So those are very important measures to measure. Is my love for that person fulfill those categories? There's one more very important category that we need to consider. That is, Bible says you should leave your mother and father and to cleave, unite with your spouse. The leaving part is very important. It's prerequisite. If you don't leave properly, then you cannot really unite properly. The leaving part is very important because the parent figures are template for all the relationship we're going to have throughout our life. And if you had a tearing experience, you just walked away from your parents or just left home without proper sending and leaving, then you're going to have problems on your own in dealing with your bosses and the friends and whatever else, including your spouse. And because of that, the leaving part is very important. And if you're thinking about getting married, repairing, mending something broken in their relationship so that it will be a proper send-off and leaving, emotional, as well as other things such as finances. Some relationships are still tied up with the finances, and that runs into emotion and other problems. So leaving is very important. And I would just speak, like leaving emotional, financial, that you're not tied to it, to the relationship, and also spiritual. Do you have your own faith, your own leg to stand on? And those things are very important. Then, if you are ready in those respects, then you are ready to unite with someone else. So those, is my love, does that fulfill those categories that we talked about? And have I left yet, properly? And so am I ready to unite? Those are two questions I would ask.
Thank you so much. Yeah, those are very helpful insights and questions to ask ourselves when we're considering getting married. So thank you so much, Pastor Keith. And we hope you can join us next time for another episode of Ask Pastor Keith.